Turn off your camera.
Yep, you're on mute, Bill.
Good evening.
Yep. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Hello, I've got to go. I'm on my car, guys. Amanda's going to run the meeting. Amanda, you on?
Yeah, just quick question.
Yes.
For NDAs, do we need to confirm that the executive committee will review any, or is that full board material?
I
I think it's executive.
I think it is an executive just because it does require some of that detailed business, proprietary business stuff that we keep
All
for the
right.
executive committee.
That's all. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Have a good meeting, guys. Thank you.
Bye, Bill.
Is it your data thing?
All right. Hi,
How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm hiding in the basement from my toddler so I can try and host this meeting.
We can make it a quick
How are you
meeting.
guys?
Good.
That's the goal, is to make it quick. And at this rate, we won't even have a quorum, so,
But we can't meet.
well, we can do quick updates, but no approval of anything. Yeah, so I think part of that has to do with working on notifications a day in advance of the meetings, not 3 weeks. So
Yeah, that threw people off, I think.
we'll work on that one. Terry, it's great to see you though.
Nice to see you. It's St. Patrick's Day, so
Oh yeah.
yeah,
St.
it's everybody's celebrating.
Not too many
Someone just
places to
mentioned something about
celebrate.
bringing green
No.
beer last time.
Yep. Hey, the Irish will always find a place to celebrate.
I guess that's true.
Jackie, thank you for making the call.
Welcome. No bill?
He had something with his kid pop up, so he made me administrator of the call.
Oh, lucky you.
I'm deeply honored.
He passed the torch.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yes. We'll give it a couple minutes and then we'll just do a quick round of updates and Q&A if anyone has any Q for me to answer. Yeah, I think we have to have at least 7, and I've suggested to Bill that the RPC can be an ex officio member, but should not be on the board, especially if there's going to be any potential contracting. I don't think that's necessarily the best idea. We need to run that maybe by the lawyer. Oh, we have one more coming in.
I'm calling.
Hey, Tom, great to see you.
Hey, good to see you. How are you doing?
This is second night in the row I get to see you and Terry.
What
Life is good.
are we the early group?
Oh, this is the maybe a meager meeting group. And
There you go. Hello, everybody else.
Hey, Tom,
Hello?
Hey there.
you didn't see much of me last night.
No,
your name popped up.
Yep.
I tell you, I can't wait till we get fiber because my Wi-Fi is really tough to do Zoom meetings every week, all night or every week. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's H315 that the Senate Appropriations Committee just approved to move forward, and that did include 1.6 million for line extensions.
Okay,
As soon as that's confirmed.
Yep.
The reason we haven't sent around some emails that maybe you've received from other places, like you're going to be getting all this money, is because it's just a lot of theorizing and absolutely nothing is confirmed. And part of the issue as well with some of the large sums that they're saying are for internet, don't necessarily mean it's to a CUD. Even if it meant ISP, an internet service provider, the funds aren't necessarily coming from the general fund, which would mean they would be distributed faster than not. If they're
Yep.
associated with federal funding, it's going to take an unknown amount of time to actually get and distribute that money.
okay.
So here's to hoping at least a line extension work so people can apply and get help to pay that. That work
Yep.
will be general fund or some money made available ASAP through an existing department.
Very good.
Yeah.
I do have a question while we're waiting for some folks on these meetings that the previous meetings, not the Otter Creek, but other video meetings there through communications. So every
Accelerator committee.
accelerator.
Yep.
Is there any way for us that jumped in week 5 or week 6 to go back and review the earlier weeks? I mean, they were able to send one to us when we were struggling with Wi-Fi one night. And I got thinking about it. If they're recorded, is there any website link we can go back in, and that way we can get caught up to speed? Because I missed the first few meetings.
Yeah, let me, in the morning, I will pull up the old emails that had the links to the recordings. 'Cause
Okay.
I honestly don't know if there's a website that's housing them. Theoretically,
Yep.
there should be. But I can send a lump sum of links to past meetings for people to review.
That would be great. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, of course. Guess we'll give people 2 more minutes. Call it 5:10. Links to past meetings.
Us working folks, it's tough to get home by 5.
I'm sorry about that. We can discuss also changing the time
Yeah.
to make it easier. Not even just time, point in the month as well. Yeah, tomorrow morning I'll send links out to past meetings.
Super. Yeah, because
We're not the only CUD that has attendance issues. It's hard in general, as you know, to come when there's, I wouldn't say lack of direction. We know what we want, but what's happening.
yeah.
And just so you know, we did finally today get or late last night, a draft NDA from Waitsfield Champlain Valley Telecom. I'm sorry, I get the letters mixed up or the words mixed up, but that would be one potential provider to enter into discussions with. So I need to evaluate the NDA and send it to the lawyer. He's pretty quick with his turnaround.
Okay.
We're still waiting on Consolidated. And I know Consolidated has a rather colorful history, but they're also, that's more for their cable work. Fiber-wise, they're doing a lot right now in Vermont, but a lot in the region, and potentially would be a very viable partner to support their work in the towns they are already slated to build out in, but to expand beyond that. So
Okay.
hopefully we can have those discussions and see how we could best support one another moving forward.
I thought I heard something on the news the other night that there was Green Mountain Power's getting into fiber, and since they have all these poles, I mean, I'm a little bit.
Sorry.
No, I mean, this is my first Otter Creek attendance, but has the group talked about this, about Green Mountain or any of that? Because I mean, pretty much a lot of the houses that we can't get to with good fiber, most of them have power though.
Yeah, so there's a slight difference there in that GMP or Vermont Electric Co-op, which are the two utilities or the utility entities that have been approved by the PUC
Okay,
to offer this program, which would incentivize current providers to build out in underserved, maybe less than ideal areas. And it would be offering up to $2,000 to subsidize their expenses per location, with the theory that if providers readily take them up on this offer, that they could connect more than 10,000 customers. I don't completely understand the program. I think that fiber is beneficial to the utilities because they can then have more accurate data reads for each location. So it does help them as well, while incentivizing connectivity equity statewide. So hopefully current ISPs, internet service providers, will take them up on that offer. For the CUD within that, our role might be more to advertise the program or ask that our current providers in the area look at that program. But it's not something that we in our current position could use. EC Fiber, who is not only a CUD, but also its own ISP. That is an example where a CUD could potentially leverage a program like this. But in our current state, we can only advertise really.
okay.
But it's a great option and something to factor into the line extension program, for example.
Yep.
But it's exciting. I'm glad that that was approved.
Yep.
512. So the little bit I have on legislation right now, as I mentioned, 1.6 million has been allocated through Department of Public Service, to Department of Public Service to support the line extension program. Again, we need all this to be put into budget and finalized by the state Congress. 1.6 million has also been allocated to extend the COVID response temporary broadband relief or lifeline program. And that's what some people were able to tap to purchase either broadband service or devices. So there's that as well. In this same bill, H315, 1.8 million was appropriated from the American Rescue Plan. Theoretically, 1.6 million of that could go to supporting CUDs. But the question there being, or caveat, we don't know when the state will see money from the ARA. So we'll see. There's also another bill, I think it's H60. And I don't know where that stands. I'd have to look up, but as soon as we have something that's confirmed and less theory, I'll be sending you all an email. I don't know if I have anything else yet that's worth consuming your time. Those are updates both on the NDAs, info on the accelerator program, and yeah, as soon as we have the NDA sorted through and either contractor or contractors or partners identified, we'll be finishing up our business plan. And we do have theoretically sufficient funds to have our lawyers involved throughout that negotiation process. So I am very excited that we'll not be alone at the table with any potential provider or providers, that there will be strong and sound legal advice from Eli, our lawyer, from Primer. PPEC is the acronym for the law firm, but they specialize in telecommunications. So they're really good ones to have on our side. So we're queued up and ready to go as soon as we have the documents to do it. Does anyone have questions specific to your municipality? Terry?
I've got one. I've only sat through one of the accelerator videos. And they were talking about funding and trying to get public service organizations on board, but they're also talking about, the towns are still at, it's not going to cost us the towns anything to join the CUD.
Correct.
But they are wondering what's it going to cost beyond that. So I was asking our select board Monday night to ask that question. Have they got any kind of, because they were talking about maybe municipalities going for bonds with the USDA to try and get money to bring the utility into the community. And I don't want, I'm concerned there's gonna be some misinformation out there because the town is still thinking that it's not gonna cost them anything, and they're gonna get all this wonderful broadband in the community.
The position of the CUD is to not ask the towns to take on any debt. It's also not in statute anywhere whatsoever where the CUD operate using either the taxpayer base nor debt taken on by a municipality. If a municipality were to do that, that is completely their own prerogative, but not an approach that we have any intent to take. The beauty of the CUD is that the CUD in its form as a municipality, even though that's odd, it is, we can take on those bonds. But we can only do that either when we have a GAN, a grant, I think advanced note, but that's actually a legal structure where we know that there's grant money coming and it queues us up. That is a cute cat.
Agree.
It's a grant. It's a grant anticipation note.
Thank you. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
So that would be an option if we wanted to pursue a bond, or where we've already purchased assets or built out a network that acts as an asset. So we can't even apply for that kind of debt yet, but that's something that we would do. Absolutely not the town.
Okay.
So the only thing that might come up is that right now, and it's not a debt question, the amount of money coming from the Recovery Act is that, or Rescue Act. I'm sorry, I'm under caffeinated. We don't know if the money earmarked for broadband will go directly to, as I said, ISPs, CUDs, or if it goes directly to municipalities. Theoretically, municipalities, if they wanted to do the build out on their own because they don't want to deal with anybody else, they could. So once that comes back to, we only have theories and we'll be able to ask more then. So if it comes down to the municipalities receiving internet build out money, CUDs might come knocking saying, hey, do you want to partner with us? Or in our case, I think it'd be, this is what we could offer because we've already partnered with a company, or we're not there yet. These are the companies that are most closely aligned infrastructure wise. And this is who you should reach out to if you don't want to continue talks with us. So also as the RRPC, I'm going to be showing you all possible avenues and not driving you just to one, because our goal is not to build up the CUD. The purpose of the CUD is to make sure you have every resource available to you as a region resident to get internet. But no, we will not be asking a municipality to take out bonds.
Okay.
So
That's a good thing.
Then technically the municipality could also just end up as a pass-through.
Yeah.
For some of those grant funds.
correct.
Yep. I know everybody wants good broadband. Maybe
Gotta
they're
love
willing to pay
paperwork.
for it.
So we'll see what happens. Jackie, do you know if we have a bank account set up yet for the CUD?
We have not. So I know Bill and I, we were talking about it the end of last week. That is very much on our radar. Hopefully in the next week. This week has been absolutely nuts. Hopefully maybe next week we can try and get down there.
I will follow up via email.
If my internet is still working long enough.
You're good. I'll follow up via email. Andrew, did you train your kitten to do that?
No, he loves shoulders. He climbs up us.
That's amazing.
And
I adore that. But at this point, I don't have any reason to keep you online, but I can't tell you enough how grateful I am that you made time at this point in the day, especially to attend.
This is the
Yeah.
most stress-free.
And I
part
wanted
of
to
my
let you
day.
know. I've been looking forward to this all day long.
And it's better than Cisco WebEx.
Yes,
It is. I don't know
Yes.
what's-
Amanda, you got to go back to the RRPC and tell them they got to can that system.
We are. We're transitioning to Teams.
Are you?
Okay,
Yep.
Next
think-
board meeting, teams.
Ed Bove
Okay.
was stressing out last night. He started yelling at me because my computer, something was freaking out with my mic. I couldn't cancel it. He couldn't either, so.
It's changing, I promise. I appreciate everyone's understanding and patience.
Yep.
Yeah, because I get to see everyone here tonight, where last night they wouldn't load.
Right.
I couldn't get it to load.
Sorry.
So, but I was able to hear everybody pretty good. So, but but no, it just seems like Zoom meetings that I've attended, I've had pretty good luck. And compared to the Rutland
Had to go
Regional.
complicate stuff.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, you got to try something new, as long as you're willing to change. You only know as much as the knowledge you have that day when you make that decision, but then you got to be willing to change if it's not working. So there's nothing wrong with that.
We're changing.
And Teams works pretty well.
Yeah.
Teach works? Okay, good.
Teams, Microsoft Teams.
Oh, team. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I
So
think
we
that's
look
what
forward-
all the schools use, right?
I think so.
It's
We found
Teams. Yeah.
your,
Some use Google Hangout.
yeah, Google Hangout. Yeah.
That's what the Scott administration uses too. All his departments are team.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. So we get to join the more informed crowd.
Maybe.
All right, maybe. If anyone has questions in the meantime, please reach out to me. I'm readily available.
Or Bill, since he didn't show up.
Yeah. Did you
You
call
can
me
tell
today,
him-
Amanda?
Beck, what?
Did you call me today?
I did not call you today.
Okay, for some reason, my caller ID said you did.
Oh,
My phone
it
is
might have been the
stupid.
RRPC then. My number
Oh,
normally shows up as
Oh, it said
a
Amanda O'Connor in your number.
interesting.
Yeah.
I can call you tomorrow and say hi.
No, that's all right.
All right. But thank you all. Please be in touch and enjoy your evening.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. You too.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.